Welcome to the Be Mindful podcast. I am your host, women's mindset and manifestation coach, Rachelle Rosal Torrio. If you are interested in manifestation, personal development, or spirituality, you have came to the right place. This podcast was created with the intention to help you become mindfully aware of how you think, what you speak, and what you believe, because who you are from within is what you will attract from the out. Let's begin. Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Be Mindful podcast. On today's episode, our topic is going to focus on manifestation. I have been wanting to talk about this for a while now, but there's so much I could talk about. There's so much that we can manifest. So I decided that I'm going to make this a series. We're going to talk all about manifestation in these episodes, but I want to have main focuses. But today we are going to focus on specifically manifesting what it is, and I'm going to give you 5 specific tips that I believe is essential in order for you to manifest anything that you want in life. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention in my show notes, I do have a free manifestation guide. I highly recommend you download this, and you can use it every single month. The reason why I recommend this guide is because it's going to help you stay on track. It's going to help you revisit your goals and bring in your manifestations much faster. In this guide, there are specific prompts that I give you, and there are sections where you're going to focus on your emotions, your habits, your beliefs, and also the affirmations you're going to be telling yourself every single month. I like to call it a blueprint to manifesting whatever it is that you desire. This guide is going to help you become aware of habits that are no longer serving you. They're going to help you recognize the beliefs that maybe you need to work on. So for example, we're in the month of October. If you want to focus on being confident, you are going to write down all of those beliefs that you want to have that will help you become that person. You're going to write down the habits that you need to work on that's going to help you become this confident person. And after this month passes, and let's say you are still lacking in certain areas, you can look at the blueprint that you just created the previous month and see the things that you can work on. Were there habits that you ended up not continuing? Were you not consistent? Now, I understand that sometimes a guide is not going to help us. We need that accountability. We need someone to tell us what to do. So if that's you, let's work together. Check my show notes. You can book a call with me, specifically the one that's called Attract What You Desire. That one is going to be focusing on manifestation. We're going to work on your intention, see what your goal is. I'm going to provide you with a neurological anchor. We're going to work on our EFT tapping so you can really be in that energy. And also, of course, I'm going to give you some manifestation strategies. So again, just check my show notes if you want to download the free guide. If you want to book a call with me, that's in my show notes as well. All right, let's get into the episode and let's talk about manifestation and what it is. So I was trying to figure out how I can describe this in a very simple way. I feel like over the years, I've changed the definition of what manifestation is from my personal perspective. Manifestation is when you have the ability to bring a visualization that you emotionally desire into your reality. The reason why I say visualization and emotional desire is because our mind does not know the difference between what is happening in reality and what we're actually thinking. And this is why I truly believe visualization is a very important factor of manifesting. So out of the 5 things that I believe that is required in order for you to manifest, visualization is key. So let me prove to you that our mind doesn't know the difference. If I tell you to close your eyes right now and imagine yourself that you picked up a lemon and you bit into it and you could taste and smell all of the sourness, your mouth is most likely getting a little watery. That is how powerful our mind is and why visualization is so impactful. Sometimes I see people get stuck with visualizing because they ask themselves, well, I don't know what that's going to look like. I can't even picture it yet. So how do I practice visualization? So if there's something that you desire to have, and there is someone that you know has that, for example, let's say you want to manifest a specific car, or let's say you want to manifest confidence, and there's someone that you look up to. Maybe it's an influencer, maybe it's someone that you know, and you love the confidence that they have. What you can do to help with your visualization is observe that person. Observe how they act and respond if they are confident. If someone has a car that you want, visualize that car. Look up the car on YouTube and see how it looks inside. Get clear on the color that you want. Get clear on the model that you want. Really start practicing visualizing yourself being in the car. And then going back to manifesting confidence, you see someone who's confident and you're observing their behaviors. How can you, as yourself, show up as that confidence person in your way? No matter what, if there is something that you desire and someone else has it, don't view it in a way of envy. Try your best not to. Because if you do, ask yourself why. Why do I envy this? Is it because deep down I really want that as well? And if it is, use that as inspiration and use that to help you visualize your life living that manifestation in your current reality. Practice that daily and take time to do that. There's so many different visualization meditations on YouTube that you could do, guided visualizations. So if you have a hard time stepping into that quietness and getting ready to visualize that and your mind tends to wander a lot, I highly recommend you just go on YouTube and find a visualization guidance. The next tip to manifesting whatever you want is practicing emotional flexibility. Emotional flexibility is when you are able to pivot from one emotion to another. Now, this does not mean to ignore your emotions, to just let it go and not even deal with it. This is you practicing how to pivot. This is a process I love to work with my clients because we all know there are moments where we just can't pivot out of that negative emotion. It's difficult. Maybe we are really stressed and we want to get out of that emotion and we're having a hard time. That's totally normal. There are definitely days where I still have those moments where it takes me a minute to go through those emotions and shift. But the more that you practice it, the more it's going to be easier for you, and you are training your mind to no longer stay in that negative emotion, and you're training your mind to learn how to shift. So for example, let's say you applied for a job. You didn't get it. You're really sad. You're really upset. And you just felt like that job was going to get you out of the rut that maybe you've been in recently. Maybe you're just ready to take that next step and you were really leaning on this job to be it. So of course you're sad. Your feelings are totally valid. But instead of sitting through that sadness, what can you do to pivot out of that? A great tip that I can give you is, again, going on YouTube or even going on your phone and looking up a podcast that helps you pivot out of that negative emotion. Before you do anything, it's really just acknowledging your feelings and telling yourself that it's okay to be sad and that my feelings are valid. But what am I going to do right now to pivot out of it? What am I going to do to be there for myself and show myself love and be kind and also just be able to move forward in the most positive way? Having emotional flexibility is a skill and it takes a lot of practice, but I think it's essential because a lot of us tend to stay in that negative emotion, and it's training our mind to stay in it instead of giving ourselves the ability to navigate through those emotions and pivot into something that makes us feel even better. So if I was in that situation where I didn't get a job, I would allow myself to feel sad. It's obvious I'm going to be, but I would do my best to remind myself of my worthiness, remind myself that me not getting that job doesn't define me, and reminding myself that there is something even better out there for me. I've said this in many podcast episodes that you need to be your biggest cheerleader. And so in those situations, you need to be your biggest cheerleader again. You need to get yourself out of that negative headspace. And if you can't, I recommend to reach out to your support system. Everyone has a different way of releasing their negative emotions. So for you, how is that? Ask yourself that. Is it just you going for a walk, allowing yourself to feel through it, talk to yourself in your head, or is it you talking to a friend? Is it you turning something on, maybe a positive podcast on to remind you that, okay, I don't need to be sad about this. I can choose to feel better. Again, emotional flexibility is not controlling your emotions and just letting it go and not dealing with that shit. Deal with your shit, because when you don't, I promise it's going to backfire and you're going to feel it, maybe even in your body, and it may come up for you over and over again, maybe in different situations purposely, because God, the universe, is trying to tell you something hey, you got to deal with this, you got to work through it, And in order for you to step into that next level of you that can manifest what you desire, it is highly likely that you need to let go of that version of you that's holding you back. And it could be the emotions that you're getting from maybe a specific event that happened in the past, and you're not allowing it to release from your body. So take care of yourself, feel what you need to feel, and just deal with your shit. It's a great reminder to just remember that our emotions are signals. So if you are going through stuff and you're not happy, that's a signal. That's a signal from your body telling you like, hey, we got to deal with this. The next tip that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that I'm giving this as a tip for manifesting, but I've learned for the past couple of years that this is so, so important. It's your support system. Who is in your circle? Who is there for you? And really able to listen and hear your goals and be genuinely proud of you. I think a great question to ask yourself is, who can you trust and confidently share your goals with that not only supports you, but they're able to give you honest feedback? Constructive criticism is always welcome in my book. There are very few friends that I can share my goals with who will be that brutally honest with me. And I'm very grateful for the friends that are honest with me, because in order for me to grow, I need to hear it from someone else outside of me. I need to hear the feedback from them, because how am I supposed to improve? And even if I don't agree with their feedback, at least they're sharing their opinion with me and being honest and not sugarcoating anything. I really believe your support system matters, because there is not one person that has gotten to where they are today without anyone supporting them. I understand that at the end of the day, whatever you accomplish, like, yes, you did that, you showed up, you did the work, but we cannot forget the people who helped us get there. Always remember that you are supported no matter what, whether it's your friends, your family, whether it's God, the universe, the angels. You are always supported, and I want you to lean into that support. You are never a burden to anyone. Just because you are struggling does not mean you're a burden. I'm pretty sure that those who love you want to be there for you. And so if you need assistance with manifesting, I promise there is someone out there who's going to help you. For example, I have a friend where every couple months we meet up. We try to meet up every month, but our schedules are super busy. And we will bring our manifestation journals and we will talk about all of our goals. We'll talk about all the things we want to manifest. We'll write it down together. Sometimes we'll write it and then we'll share it with each other. And I think there's so much power in that. And it's so fun every single time we do it. And I'm so grateful for our friendship that we can do that together, because one day we're going to be able to look back and say, we fucking did it. And there are a few things that we both have manifested since we've started it, and I'm super proud of both of us. The fourth tip I want to share with you today, which I have shared over and over again, is having gratitude. Yes, I know I'm saying it again, but I'm going to remind you every single time. Be grateful for the past, the present, and the future to come. You cannot and will not be happy if you are not grateful for right now. So I want you right now to acknowledge your past and acknowledge now and see how far you've came. I challenge you every single day to focus on 3 things that you're grateful for and change it up. And do this with someone if you need that accountability. Like sometimes I'll even ask my husband, like, what are you grateful for today? When you focus on gratitude every single day, you will realize how much more there is to be grateful for, and you will realize the abundance you have in your life. Abundance is not just money. For example, I have an abundance of great health. I am so lucky and grateful that I am healthy. I have an abundance of family. I have an abundance of soul connections. Again, so much to be grateful for. Do it every single day. Focus on that gratitude. Focus on the abundance of life that you have right now, because you never know, it could be gone tomorrow. And the last tip I want to give you is to trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust in God if that is your belief. Whatever higher power you believe in, trust in that, or trust in your intuition. Trust in yourself. That is the most important. Trust in yourself. At every level you reach in your personal development, you're going to face fear and doubt, no matter what. And leaning into that trust is a habit I want you to create for yourself. And the more you lean into that trust, you are training your mind to do that as well. That you can believe in yourself and trust that everything that you want is possible. This is a challenge we all reach when it comes to getting out of our comfort zone or trying something completely new or doing something to achieve a goal. We sometimes get fear and we worry that it may not happen or it may not work out. But in order for us to manifest anything that we want, we need to trust in ourselves that no matter what, it's working out in our favor. And if it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, that's okay, because something better is out there for you. So every time I start my podcast, I always write my notes down, but today I actually put it on my phone, and this is what I wrote down. Trust is believing it's all working out even if it doesn't look like it, and choosing over and over to let go of the fear and doubt. Another tip for trusting is being aware of your limiting belief, understanding it, accepting that it's a choice to let go of that belief, that limiting belief, and then choosing to trust the process over and over and over again. There are so many times I have looked back and I've asked myself, why did I worry? Why did I doubt my abilities? So anytime I get in those moments where I find myself doubting myself or worrying about the outcome, I tell myself, okay, Rachel, you just got to pause, because this fear is creating negative emotions within your body and it's not worth it. And what's really helped me is also just talking to my husband about it, telling him, hey, this is what I'm feeling right now. This is what I'm thinking of. I'm feeling very overwhelmed. And he's kind of able to guide me out of that, because he knows how I respond to things. He knows how I get when I get very overwhelmed, and he just knows the right words to say, honestly. So I'm super grateful for him for that, because there have been times where I had to just be like, oh, whoa, yeah, you're right. I am overthinking all of this. I think I just need to write it down and journal about it and get it on paper and just release it. Or sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're right. Why the heck am I worrying about this? This is just wasting my energy. You also can manifest for other people, which I think is a very beautiful thing. I've seen my parents do it. I want to share that as an example before we end this episode. My dad always wanted a Toyota Supra. It's a sports car. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It is in Fast and the Furious, the orange car. Ripped Paul Walker. My dad has always wanted that car, and he wanted a black one specifically, a 1994 Toyota Supra, black Supra. And there was a time where he almost bought a silver Toyota Supra same year because he was getting impatient and he just felt like, oh, I might as well just get it instead of getting the one that he actually wanted. This was him about to settle for something that he didn't even really want. And my mom was like, nope, I think you should wait, because what if the black one is out there? What if the black Toyota Supra that you want is out there? And what do you know? It was out there. He got his dream car and it manifested into real life. And that is because my mom was able to be his support system and remind him like, hey, this isn't what you exactly want. So why are you settling? So a great reminder, never settle. Whatever you desire, it's possible. And if it doesn't come to you, there might be something better. And that's what you need to trust in. So as a reminder, the 5 tips I gave you guys today is to practice visualization, practice emotional flexibility, have a strong support system, have gratitude as always, and to trust. Trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, trust in that, trust in your intuition, and go for it. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And as always, be mindful, because who you are from within will only attract from the out. Bye. Up.